Hello, my name is Jermaine McCain, and I am a CTE business education teacher at James Benson Dudley High School in Greensboro, North Carolina. Since being a teacher at Dudley High School, I have had the privilege of teaching principles of business and finance, Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, multimedia web design, business law, and accounting 1. In addition to this interview, I have put together a brief PowerPoint just to kind of give reference to the questions for the interview, as well as give you guys an opportunity to see my response notes to those particular questions. So I know this video has to be less than 15 minutes, so I am going to get this ball rolling. My interest in teaching with GCSVPS. Personally, I think this is a great opportunity. I honestly believe that the evolution of education is going to continue to tear towards online education. The convenience factor for both teachers and students provide a true foundation of flexibility where people are able to function outside of the responsibility of having to be in a space from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. So the flexibility component is amazing, and it definitely piggybacks off of the evolution of education. I mean, even though I have a shirt and tie in the video, I currently have on some relaxed mesh basketball shorts. So the flexibility component definitely is something key in my opinion. The innovative opportunity of just learning the latest and greatest tools and strategies that are being exercised in education through online education, I think is superb, and I look forward to learning on top of already what I already utilize in my traditional classroom with Edmodo and Schoology and applied education systems, Canvas, things of that regard. So those are really my interests in this great opportunity. I had actually spoke to one of my colleagues who has been teaching online, Miss Ashante Brooks, an English teacher at Dudley High School, and she said she just loves the experience. So she referred me to the website, and here I am. So my understanding of teaching and learning in an online environment, it comes from two standpoints. One from the teacher standpoint, and the other from the student standpoint. As a teacher, and having a lab in my classroom, I've really utilized the opportunity and the resource of being able to implement online activities for communicating with my students and teaching with my students. My main source that I utilize is Schoology.com, which is very, very similar to Blackboard, which was my experience when I went through my doctorate with Walden University online. We utilized Blackboard and communicated and submitted documents and utilized resources, etc. And once I established that foundation of understanding on how to best operate in that setup, I thought it was amazing, and ever since then I've utilized it in my classroom. So I have a great understanding of teaching and learning, both from the teacher standpoint and the student standpoint. 3 strategies and resources that I use to engage students in an online course. First and foremost, especially going through the GCSVPS program, I'm going to focus on the Canvas medium, which basically is a comprehensive software used for students to work and to communicate. So it has some great resources. I've utilized Canvas as a resource for my classroom, especially in my business law and accounting 1 classes. I got a lot of great resources from other teachers, and basically made them my own after I reviewed and edited them, and used that information actually and posted it to Schoology.com, which was my main communication barrier or structure for my classroom. Applied education systems, or the AES Learn system, is another great system to utilize for your students. It's an interactive e-learning curriculum that basically allows students to go from slide to slide or from video to video, but they have interactive questions throughout that really engages the student and the materials being covered in the curriculum. So those are the three sources or resources that I would utilize. Online versus brick and mortar teaching or traditional teaching. The main difference that I see between online and brick and mortar is the convenience factor of teaching online and basically being able to manage your time and your resources, both from student and teacher standpoint. Online teaching provides better opportunity for students to participate through higher order thinking questions, which allow students to analyze and evaluate questions rather than just recall. My experience in a traditional classroom, in the beginning, if I ask a question, let's say, what are the 4 P's? Students are probably going to just reflect on, the 4 P's of price, product, place, promotion. And rather than them just regurgitating what they had just learned yesterday, online provides an opportunity for them to really dive into the deeper and higher order thinking skills. And I could ask a question of, list the 4 P's and then also provide, an example or a definition for each and how that, pertains to the marketing mix. And rather than them feeling like they were put on the spot, they have an opportunity to really research and dive in and look up that question so that they put a well put together answer for the question. So that's that. How would I support students who are not excelling or accessing my online course? What I would do is, first and foremost, just like in the traditional classroom, is do my best and encourage students to provide me with their best contact information. So in the event that something comes up either on my end or their end, I can reach out to them and best communicate with them. In any relationship, student relationship, teacher-student relationship, business, whatever, communication is key. It's foundation to the success of both parties, and the only way to communicate is to be able to reach the other party. So I would highly encourage them to provide me with their best form of communication while also putting my contact information up there. Also, one of the resources or experiences that I've had when I was getting my doctorate, my department chair or my committee chair, would provide us with a open line conference call where we could call in on this specific date and specific time to actually talk through problems or concerns we may have had with our doctoral study. So I would also implement that option to my students to ensure that all variables of communication are being met in my online class. The most important factor in an online classroom is, like I said before, the teacher-student relationship. One can't succeed without the other. I truly understand that, that expectation basically established the functionality and sets the ground for success. But if we never express what, success looks like in the classroom or from one party's perspective, then the other party doesn't know what that is. So, communicating in addition to growing that student-teacher relationship is vital. And that's going to be done, within the first 2 to 3 days in the classroom, whether it's online or in the traditional classroom. You set your expectations high and you set them early, and then you follow through with those. So I truly believe that this is the most effective thing that anybody can do, is have great communication skills to establish a successful teacher-student relationship in the classroom. How am I going to fit this opportunity into my current workload? Well, in addition to what I'm currently already doing online with Schoology.com, Canvas, Edmodo, Applied Education Systems, SchoolNet, I would utilize this true experience of being an online teacher to better implement a student-centered learning environment. Again, in my current classroom, it's a computer lab, so we are on the internet majority of the day, just going through modules and taking notes and interacting with each other digitally. So my opportunity to work as an online teacher, which is my ultimate goal, is to become an online teacher, it just is really going to establish a foundation and a better understanding of how to best manage and prepare a classroom to be successfully ran online for students. So I really look on expanding on what I already know in the traditional aspect, so that I could become a better 21st century teacher. My ability for using new technology on a scale of 1 to 4, in my opinion, is a 4. I am very, very tech savvy. I really am confident in my experience as a online student, and I am confident that in the opportunity of becoming an online teacher, that I will be very very successful and reaching out to the students and establishing a true student-centered learning environment where kids are encouraged to learn. I'm going to do that through utilizing the resources that I currently use, again, with Schoology.com, Canvas, Edmodo, and Applied Education Systems. I already know that you guys utilize Canvas Canvas as your form of classroom, and I'm very confident and familiar with that work with that website. So not that website, but that software. So I just would implement and put my own spin on it. So I truly believe that on a scale of 1 to 4, I'm a 4. If not a 4, maybe a 3.5. My level of experience with Canvas, over the past 2 years, I've really delved into learning all that I can on Canvas. We have professional developments that I go to at the school, or whether they're provided throughout the district or throughout the state. I try to gain as much information on 21st century learning. Over the past 2 years, I've really become familiar with Canvas by going on and finding other business education teachers, and utilizing their formats and their structure and their resources, and communicating with them via email or what have you, just to really become comfortable in the background of Canvas and how to best implement it for student success. So I truly believe that Canvas is a great resource for both teachers and students, and I am very confident in using that as a resource for success in the classroom. I believe that's the last question, and again, I just want to thank you for this great opportunity, and I look forward to hearing back from you soon about moving forward with the opportunity in the personal finance or marketing courses that you have provided online. Thank you again.